Hi. So I just got home from school. Something very cool happened today. I got my Junior Cert results. Very, very cool. I haven't opened them yet because I wanted a genuine reaction on screen. Um, so, yeah. Whoa. Okay. Okay, let's open this up. Which end is it? This end? Yes. Ah. Okay. So these are the levels that I did. For those of you outside of Ireland, when it says paper version English, it's because you can do an Irish paper, so you can do each paper where all the questions and everything are written in Irish. I don't go to an all-Irish school, so I didn't do one of those. Junior Cert. English. Higher. Grade. So the grade for science and English are both kind of odd. They don't give grades like A, B, C, whatever. They give weird, awkward grades. So for English, I got achieved. That's higher level English. That probably means that I got an average grade. I don't know. I actually don't understand this thing where they use words instead of actual proper grades because it doesn't make sense. And I don't understand what each word actually means. I'll have to look that up later. And for science I got merit, which don't know what that means either. Irish I did ordinary level, and according to this I got a C in Irish, which is alright. I'm not great at Irish, but that's pretty good. For maths, ooh, okay, I did higher level maths. I wasn't very confident going into the higher level maths exam. I'm not good at maths. So yeah, for maths I got a D, which is it's alright. Higher level maths, so at least I passed. For history, I did higher level history. The history paper was kind of confusing. I didn't really like the history paper very much. I got a D in that as well. I think I could have done better in history because in first year and second year I was a lot better at history, and then my grades in history kind of just slipped a little bit. I'm not entirely sure why, but I must have stopped paying attention or something like that. I don't know. For geography, I'm very happy about this one because I did study a lot for geography. I got a B, which I'm happy about because usually for geography my grades are a lot lower than that, and I think last year I did a lot better in geography than I had been doing for the first couple of years, so happy about that as well. French, did higher level French. I hated French in second and third year. Couldn't wait to get out of the subject. But I got a D in French as well. Really happy about that, kind of. Then there's art, craft and design, which is basically just art, which we had to do a 3D piece, a 2D piece, a big poster explaining our 3D and 2D pieces, and we had to do a study sheet for whatever, and then we had to do an embroidery piece. We had to do the same for the embroidery piece. So basically, it was a big, massive project. And then there was the drawing part as well, where we had to draw a real life object and a person. So there was a lot in the art exam. There was a lot more in the art exam than there was, I think, in all the other exams. And the funny thing is, as well, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but the first time I went into the art exam, I had a massive nosebleed. So I actually didn't sit the drawing exam because I couldn't. I had to go home because it literally wouldn't stop bleeding. It was kind of awkward as well because I sat down and then it started bleeding. I was like, oh. And I got up and I went over to the examiner and I was like, my nose is bleeding. What do I do? So then I went out and I was there. I was holding the tissue and everything to my nose, and then it stopped. So then I was like, okay, it stopped. I'll go back into the exam. And as soon as I walked in to the hall where the exam was taking place, as soon as I walked back in there, my nose started bleeding again. So I just went home then for that because I couldn't do that. So I actually sat that exam like 2, maybe 3 weeks after I was supposed to, which was kind of weird because I was the only person that didn't do the exam on the day the exam was on, and the person that I was drawing had to come down. We were drawing second year models, so like we were in third year, they'd get a second year down and they'd get the second year to sit in front of us and we'd all have to draw this second year. But it was literally myself, him and the examiner in this small little room together, and it was the most awkward exam I've ever been in. But yeah, I got B in art, which is pretty cool. I don't think I was expecting an A in art, but I'm glad I got a B because I did work very, very hard on my 3D piece. I don't think I posted anything on YouTube about it, but I did a lot of work on the 3D piece. I might show some pictures on the screen now if I have any. Okay, and then for music, I got a B as well. Pretty cool. So the music exam was weird. let me explain how the music exam works. So basically, you go in, you do your practical exam. So your practical exam is you go in and you sing maybe 2 pieces, and then maybe you play guitar for 2 pieces. But you can do other things. So you have to do 2 different types of performance. So if you play guitar and you do singing and guitar, which is what I did. If you play guitar and nothing else, you don't do anything else, you can play guitar by yourself 2 times, and then play guitar by yourself, or not by yourself, you can play guitar in a group twice. So you do have to play 4 pieces, and you have to do 2 different things. You cannot play guitar 4 times by yourself, which I was kind of disappointed about. But then I ended up doing singing, so that was alright. I'm an alright singer. I don't know, maybe. I posted a singing video actually recently where I played the guitar and I sang in it, got a copyright claim, and I disputed it, and the copyright claim stayed on it because I used the melody that was found in the song. I didn't even get copyrighted for the lyrics or actually just having the song in my video. No, I got copyrighted for using the same melody. Not because I did a cover of the song, but because the same melody was in the song. And then for CSP, the CSP was a joke. The exam was a joke. Let's be honest, right? The CSP exam, basically, you got 2 posters, or 3 posters, or something, and you had to answer questions on the posters. And then you had to design your own poster. And I think that was it. And there was questions like who's the President of Ireland, and who's the Minister of Health, and the Minister of Defence, and all these kind of questions. But the majority of the exam was based on the posters, which is it's a little weird, basing an entire exam on material that's in front of you. It's kind of small brain. So for CSP, I got a B, which I'm not surprised about at all. The CSP exam was the easiest exam by far, and for the mocks, it was even better. I got a brilliant result for the mocks. Basically, as far as I can tell, I answered less than half of the paper for the mocks, and I got 56%. It's more than half the marks, and I answered less than half of the paper. That kind of proves my point when I say it is the easiest exam by far, because you literally don't have to do anything. Okay, so yeah, that's my my thingy. Oh, it has the thing written on the bottom. That's cool. Okay, so when I said that I didn't know what the English and science ones meant, the achievement or the achieved and merit ones, it was because I couldn't see it anywhere, but it has it here. It has it written below, and the thing decided to tell you whether or not it's an A or a B or a C or whatever. So, for English, I got a D. Apparently, according to this, I got a D. That's alright. The English exam was a little difficult. There was a lot of stuff on there that I wouldn't be used to doing. So there was letter writing, and there was postcards, I think, and there was a diary entry as far as I can remember. There was a lot of weird stuff on the English exam. I didn't really like how the English exam was done. I don't like how English in second year is. You know, it was like English, or second level, which is like secondary school. I don't like how English is done, because you have to learn all these weird ways of writing that you'd never use ever, like letters. Who writes letters? Emails, I understand that, because people email all the time. It's a standard thing that people do. But letters. So then the science, the merit is 55%. So that was a C. Not bad. A C in science. I'll take that. For a second there I was confused, because they have merit and then they have higher merit, and I was like, what's the difference? But then I noticed that it said higher merit and not just merit, because the higher merit is confusing. That's 75% to 90%, which would be like a B to an A, so it would be like halfway between a B and an A, and then a distinction would be an A. Yeah, this is confusing. I don't get why we've brought this thing in. It just does not make sense at all. So those are my results. I'm not overly disappointed. I might be a little disappointed about the English, because I honestly thought I'd do a little better than that in the English, and the art, I think I would have been a lot happier if I got an A. Obviously, anyone would be happier if they got an A in an exam, but I think my 3D project took a very long amount of time, and I don't know, it might have been worth an A, but you have to take everything else into account as well, which is really annoying. If it had just been the 3D, I would have probably done better. But the exams are done. It was like last year sometime. Actually, it was this year, but the last school year sometime. So it doesn't really matter anymore. What I got is what I got. They don't hugely affect my life, really. Apart from the fact they kind of decide what levels I'm going to do now going into the Leaving Cert. And the Leaving Cert is a lot more important. The Leaving Cert decides what points you get, and they decide what courses you can do in college and stuff like that. But yeah, that's actually not bad, to be honest. I could have done better, but I could have done worse as well. So I'm glad to see that I'm not a massively small brain, and I have a I wouldn't say big brain, but maybe average brain. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, super slap that like button as hard as you can. There's also a subscribe button down there if you want to go do the same to that if you haven't already. There's also a dislike button, but please don't press that, it's not very nice. Thank you guys once again so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. High five. Big brain.